Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to FYI family. Good morning. I see Edward is here already, and Wayne and Rena is here too. Folks, good morning to each and every one of you. Give us an indication you're hearing us loud and clear. Wherever you're joining us from this morning, please and thank you. We'd love that. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Let us know if you're getting us on YouTube, if you're getting us on Facebook. Great to have all of you guys with us this morning. Another day, folks, much to be done, Middle of the month, it's the 17th day of October. Believe it or not, 17th of October already, heading to month end, folks. Good to have all of you on the live this morning from the many places you're joining us from. As I said, we got Edward and Wayne and Rena, Anne-Marie Selby, Kyle Bino, Royal Gulliver. Good morning, Evelina Whitaker and Deborah Passon. Good morning, Debs, and all the other folks who are joining us, Linden, Gill, and it Cummins. Good morning, Bushmaster. Good to have all of you on the live this morning. Bernie and Shauna. Good to have you wonderful folks joining us this morning, folks. Happy to have all of you here. A couple of things to discuss, and we're going to head out of your hair so that you guys can go ahead and have a fantastic rest of the day. That's how we're going to do it, folks. It's Thursday, the 17th day of October. Good to have all of you here with us, all of you here with me. I have some additional company in the studio this morning. I'm thankful. Every little help you get, you got to be grateful for it. Marla Pandey, even though some people just come and turn around and head out back. Linton Ben, Rena. Naomi Drucker is here. Good morning, Naomi. Marla Pandey. Carmichael Street is in the house. What is the temperature in Carmichael Street? Elise Williams, Rhonda Gordon. Sandra Hanover is here. Beautiful Sandra from Diamond is here. Yep. One of the most fantastic, sweet, God-fearing, lovely persons you'll meet in your life. Auntie Sandra Hanover. Hetty is here too. Hetty Joseph, Lynn Finance, Leslie Hamilton. Y'all see me just slouching there? Y'all see that? Yeah. Get into the end of the week. Lynn Finance, Myrna Stobie. PK's in the house. Port Kaituma. Myrna Stobie. Yep. Myrna's in the house. Good morning, Myrna. How are you doing? Myrna has a beautiful eating establishment there in Port Kaituma. Yeah. Creole food. Good. Sandra D'Souza is here too, and Sabrina Blue. Marilyn Thomas is here. Marilyn says, Queens in the house. Where the kings at? Queens in the house. Those joining from the diaspora, good to have all of you with us this morning. And it Cummins, Kyle, Anthony, Tracy Clark, Denise. Great to have you here. Elizabeth and some of the other folks who are on with us, Chevin Anthony and Aubrey Stevens, Elizabeth Gaskin. Folks, we're happy to have you all here with us. Another day, we're outside, we're on front. Baltimore, Maryland is in the house. Gavin Jacobs. Baltimore, how are you doing, good folks from Baltimore? We're just simply happy to have all of you here with us, folks. And as we ease in, not rushing, Des and Onessa, easing in. Yep. Naomi says, Ali watching the live and say he feel like coming with another announcement that he adding another 50K. I hope so. Adding or subtracting? Sabrina Blue and Linden. Deborah says it's 35 degrees where she is in windy Chicago. If you see Obama, say hello for us, please. Windy Chicago, 35 degrees. Deborah Pearson, if you see the Obamas on our behalf, we'd love to have them on the broadcast anytime. If you see them down there in Chicago, give them our best. Please and thank you. Lester Tom, Des Lynn, Des Ben, Leslyn Hamilton. Good morning to all of you folks. The first 15, we counting everything this morning. Everything. So the shout outs is one. The shout outs is one, folks. The shout outs count as one. And as I have your all attention already, I would love you all to know the PNCR has a bingo competition coming up. Lots of prizes. Lots and lots of prizes. Lots of giveaways. It's two. Lots of giveaways, folks. Take a look. Take a listen.
It's the PNCR fundraising bingo on Sunday, the 27th of October at Congress Place of Fire from 2 p.m. Over $5 million to be won. There will be 20 straight games at $100,000 per game. 3 letter games at $200,000 per game. 3 coverall games at $1 million per game. Tickets are $6,000. 1 ticket gets you 6 playing cards. Remember, it's the PNCR Big Fundraising Bingo on Sunday, the 27th of October at Congress Place of Fire from 2 p.m. It's
Yep. I like the little music there, boy. Like the little music there. You know, and as you're not, the lines will change. Got that barbecue and auction coming up. I know they're sending me up. You know, I used to fetch a hefty price. You know, now I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. So, folks, remember that. That bingo competition coming up there, the PNCR, and this barbecue comes up on the 26th and 27th, respectively, for the 2 events. Bear that in mind. Things are going to be auctions. Things are going to be barbecued. Things are going to be limed. $2,000 is the cost, and you get to be auctioned, you get to be limed, and you get to be barbecued. Can't ask for more than that. And then the beautiful bingo coming up for the PNCR. They had a first bingo. I heard great reviews to that last bingo the PNCR had. Lots of prizes to be won. And I want to commend both activities to you. You know, some people you always go to, especially those of you who are living here. I know people in the US different. You have your vacation and you in the US, you know, and you all get around and so on. But I find people who live in the 592 is just work, go home and prepare to die. You know, even people who retire. Too many people don't plan for their retirement. I planning for my own. You know, it's work, home, work, home, work, home, work, home. You know, so people are lucky to have a little church in between that. But it's work, home, work, home, work, home. Work. Things are happening. You all get out to this bingo, please. Get out to this fish fry. I mean barbecue. I mean lime. You know, action. Who do I make the action block? I make the action block. Who knows? Some of the things happening, folks. Some of the things happening. Let's get into it now. Now that we've come past the announcements, the housekeeping matters, now that we've come past those things, see Linden saying they are going to be conducting a household income survey. Better be able to, what is the word I'm looking for there? Inform, that is the word. Inform their policy making. Right? This 5th Council of the Linden Municipality, I know Marilyn paying keen attention now, Marilyn Thomas, they said they will conduct a comprehensive household income survey. Why are they doing this? They're doing an income survey on the 19th and 20th to gather up-to-date socioeconomic data crucial for informed governance. Love that. And resource allocation. That's why they're doing. Inform the governance structure and also the resource allocation as a municipality, the MTC there in Linden, my born town. My born town. Love being in Linden. Love being there. So that's what they're going to be doing there. And they're hoping this initiative is being led by Lord Mayor Sharma Solomon, and it comes after the council request for the latest national census data from the Bureau of Statistics. If you don't want to give us, we can get it yourself. So the MTC saying that request has gone unanswered. That request for the census data has gone unanswered. This survey that they're doing, this income index survey, They're hoping to assess households' income, living conditions, and the economic challenges across all 8 constituencies in Linden. That's what they're doing. I'm very happy that the MTC is taking the onus on themselves to do this kind of work. You can't sit around and wait on people all the time, You gotta get on with it, Torvin Don. Happy birthday, Gwyneth. I see the things going up there. Happy birthday, Gwyneth Anderson. You know who else celebrated a birthday recently too? Winella Garnett. I saw the thing late, but happy belated birthday, Winella Garnett, and happy birthday to Gwyneth Anderson. Us big people, we gotta stick together. Us big people, we gotta stick together. Thank you, Sharman, the MTC, for moving in this direction. Don't sit down and wait and no handout and you gotta beg people too much. Get on with it, please. Just get on with it. Right? I see Kai looking for a good wedding planner or planners. Kai, like you're going off. As we on Linden, folks, saw the authorities there in Linden as well, speaking to this issue of migration. It was last year, I think it was. The question was being asked about the increasing Venezuelan population in Linden, and government said, no, we ain't got no migrants there. And then a few seconds later, it's a different story. Take a look, folks.
In January, the government announced that there were no Venezuelan migrants in Region 10. Acting on information, Stabrook News found the opposite. This incurred the ire of Foreign Minister Hugh Todd. Today, Linden Mayor Sharma Solomon described the town as hospitable. However, there's a problem.
We must ensure that our local resources and infrastructure are able to support both our local citizens and those seeking refuge and displaced individuals. This is a significant challenge that requires a collaborative and coordinated effort in line with our international understanding and obligation.
He said that there is need for the government to work closely with the town. He said that Linden is prepared to uphold its responsibilities in keeping with the United Nations Charter on Migration.
We understand our international obligation as to the many conventions signed by the government of Guyana. We understand as part of our humanitarian support. However, we ask the government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to ensure that the town, in relation with working with the minister and his unit designated specifically to address these concerns, can have that understanding of that commitment to our international partners.
He said that there has not been a responsible approach by the government to the situation. Indeed, the foreign minister traveled to Linden to verify the information. This sparked a reaction that the minister visited the community and declined to meet with the residents of Linden.
As we have within our environment and our community a level of uncertainty, and we don't want it to escalate a level of fear. So if stepping in, it first allow what you see happen to happen, attention to brought to the matter. So I think we have done a very good job in bringing that first to the not only government, but to the national attention.
Mayor Solomon admitted that the resources at the disposal of the council are limited.
And to help us to strengthen the institution of the council and to build its capacity is what we believe the government and the ministry can also help us to do. So that if we have to have interpreters, we have to have foreign language persons to help the council. So those things we also want the public, the Linden public, to understand where you see migrants should not pose an issue except it is properly addressed by the
He said that the government has been bulldozing lands occupied by Lindeners. Those very lands are being occupied by the migrants.
So the minister accepted we have a migrant issue. The minister accepted, in essence, what he is doing is settling those migrants into the community without the local authorities and their involvement by saying they are meaningfully implied, gainfully implied. They're not they're squatting, but they're not in squalors, and then to be so callous and disrespectful, as if to say, we in Linden are squatters. We are lazy, we don't want to work. When you've brought an imbalanced social disruption to our community without much preparation.
Yeah, welcome back. Folks, my thing is like this government, like, they like problems. Marlin, I mean, with all the land elsewhere in this country, why Linden? It's like they're looking for problems. Gisela, Pansy, Marlin, Gwyneth, like they're going out of the way, looking for problems. Looking for problems. From saying there were no migrants in Linden, now you have thousands of migrants in Linden. Probably a lot with Guyanese ID cards too, based on how we hear ID cards have been shared. Why Linden? Why? Why Linden? Fratia Phillips, John, Nigel Plass. I feel like this government looking for trouble. Looking for story. Talking about ID cards. Talking about ID cards. You all saw yesterday what we saw. Them boys run out, pull back, fix up, and come again. First was $200,000 per household, instantaneously, as you know. And then it was $200,000 per household soon enough, whenever we get around to it. And then the vice president said that could have taken about 5 months for them to get to you, Leon. Marlon Thomas, Raina, said that could take a while to get to you. The whole stream, we come in. Yesterday, Irfan Ali came out to say that they have thought it through now, and instead of $200,000 per household, they were going to do $100,000 per adult. Per adult, 18 plus. Okay, ID card, you got to get your identification source. $100,000 per adult. And then we had Minister Jordan on last evening by telephone, and he said even this one might need to be further revised to say Guyanese adult resident. Because, and he's absolutely correct, people overseas have been asking me how I get in my 500 US. Joshua, how am I getting my 500 US? I know if some of you could find a return ticket cheaper than that. You come, you collect your money, and you're gone. Vex. And it underlies what the leader of the opposition, Mr. Norton, said recently, that they don't have a plan. This is knee-jerk reaction. You're making it up as you go along. You announce a program that you haven't thought through. Who is a household? Who is a resident? This making corner shop look bad now. This make bottom house shop looking bad now. One seller here's going no place. Here's and going no place. Valencia said that's not even my passage money. Valencia know the whole thing. I know the whole thing. The whole thing we know, Valencia. Not even passage money, just back and forth. Tweaking and tweaking. So Naomi could be right. Next week, we could say we adding a 50. Or we take it away. It's 50,000 per household. 50,000 per individual. At this rate of speed. Kurt said 500 is one way. I feel you there. 500 is one way. Right? Sharon is saying I can have her. Sharon, I want to see the paperwork. I want to see the power of attorney. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon Belgrave, Forrester. Sharon said I could take hers. Some y'all don't like me like that. Y'all don't like me so much again. Y'all like me so much again. So, folks, it's our money. It's not Freedom House money. It's not the mayor of shit money. Money belongs to all of us. It belongs to all of us. So get your ID cards, your passport, what have you, and prepare to draw down. I think they said by early next year, early January, they should be ready for distribution. And again, I see some people saying, well, it's right now, it's starting now, it's starting now. And they're going to further tweak. Perhaps that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to further tweak the thing and then move on from there. Look what else we're following, folks. So get set for your $500, your 500 US. Adult, former Minister of Finances, resident Guyanese. So we're following that. We're following that. We're watching it, folks. We're watching. Look what else we're following. Look what else we're following. Let me tell you about that Police Complaint Authority report. I made the editorial today in Sabbath News. The Police Complaint Authority, and of course they took exception with lots of the complaints that were brought that are not being addressed. Lots of the complaints brought that have not been sufficiently addressed. You know, the authorities, the former Justice William Ramlal put out this report, tabled in the National Assembly. And one of the things Sabbath News took exception to is what we spoke about yesterday morning, so we aren't going to circle back there. It's the fact that you had these police shootings that were never referred to the Complaints Authority as it should be by law. The Complaint Authority is saying that it was not able to supervise these investigations, because remember, you're investigating police now. And the Police Complaint Authority shows where by law it has that function, but was denied that statutory function by the very police force. So I wanted you all to know we weren't off yesterday because it stood out to us too. And we were asking right here, who are these persons? Is it Mr. Feely? Is it Mr. Boston? Whose cases should have been forwarded to the Complaints Authority, Police Complaints Authority, but were not. Sabbath News says this is indefensible. The fact that you have these infractions against the law, it is the law that says these complaints should take a certain course, and that the Police Complaints Authority should be included in the investigation. As a matter of fact, to supervise the investigation into the actions of these ranks. So clearly, there's a breach here. Laws are being violated here. So a lot of laws are apparently being violated in the Guyana Police Force. A lot of laws being violated. Calvin Butcher's claiming this morning, he being violated. He is being violated. So Sabbath News in its editorial this morning concludes, it's indefensible. What are you all doing here? Indefensible. So that's one of the things we're following. Folks, what's going on with the police force? Rastaman, Sean of Fortune, what's going on? Joshua Hyde, what happened in the police force? Birthday girl, Gwen Anderson, what's happening? What's happening? Gwyneth, we aren't adverse. I think I speak for all of us here. To cake and drinks and, you know, when you get a moment to celebrate, we gotta do it. You gotta eat out of time. We aren't adverse to that. This one you know, Gwyneth. We aren't allergic, we aren't adverse to cake and having a good time. But happy birthday again, Gwyneth. And hope that you continue to grow in grace. You know, step by step, stage by stage. Happy birthday, Gwyneth. Happy birthday. Hope it's a fantastic day. I hope it's the beginning of a fantastic day. And a very good new year in your life. Very good, definitive new year in your life. Our sister Gwyneth. Yep. So that's where you're following, folks. Gwyneth's birthday and the indefensible. Dolly says that Brutus is a hot mess right now. You know the whole thing, darling. Dolly, you know the whole thing, not part. Not part. You all know Taken with Liam Neeson. Taken the, what's that? The movie, the trilogy, young businessman was taken in Georgetown. In movie town parking lot. Criminals pretending to be police accosted the young man. He said when he saw they were purporting themselves to be police, he complied because it's what you do. Took him to his house. He said he operates a small sand truck business. Has another job as well. And he said, took him to his home from Movie Town. Desiree, from Movie Town, took him to his home and relieved him of $9.5 million. $9.5 million. They relieved him of. He also works for Aurora Gold Mining Incorporated. Kevin Futkow. Relieve him of $9.5 million. He said the business has been generating the side hustle, the small sand truck business he said he has. Bringing in a steady cash flow. They're gone with the man money. Picked him up from the parking lot let me make sure I get it right. Giftland. Sorry, Movie Town. Giftland parking lot. Picked him up from the Giftland parking lot. Took him to his house. Don't stand up one place too long. That's not random, you know. That's somebody who know that Kevin is handling $2. Why people gotta see people envy them? I don't care what people got, Alison. Marlin, cut your eye. By the sweat of your brow, go there and make your hustle. Push your body. Not in this way. Somebody who know Kevin Futkow has got a $2. You think they just waltz out a vehicle and say, all right, you, and make a score like that? You know what fascinates me? The things I don't know. I'm troubled by that. The things you do not know. While Kevin, this is the point I'm making. While Kevin was going about his business, the week before this incident, there were people meeting and plotting. Bap. He's got the money home. Followed him from somewhere, probably from home, probably from work, to give land. Watching him. No. We got the hay. Siobhan went to that young man's home, took him home, took the money, 9.5 million. You could imagine the fellow was in shock. He complied with them for the sake that he values life, because he noted that at least 2 of them were armed, purporting to be policemen. But listen to this. Kevin Footcow said he didn't find it strange because policemen in this country is do all kinds of things. That's what Kevin said. He didn't find it strange. Police in this country are involved in all kinds of nefarious activities. That's what he said. So he didn't find his abduction strange. 9.5 million. But them boys weren't satisfied with that, Siobhan. Marlene, Bellamona, Beatrice, Desiree, Chanel. They weren't satisfied with that. He said the next day, them boys come back again by the house. This time they were in a car, looking like a police car, blue and white. Them boys ain't satisfied with the 9.5. They came back again. He said, well, I had not left. The little spare change, he said he gave them. He gave them and they left. They lashed Kevin 9.5 the day before. They come back again. They came back again. And now the police has issued a wanted bulletin for one Akimo Arak Bromel, who they're alleging is one of the men, one of the 3 that abducted Kevin Footcow. Hope I'm calling the name correctly. Took him to his home, relieved him of 9.5, come back the next day. That's a criminal element here. So I wonder if it was in somebody's contemplation. This could be a gift that keeps on giving. Footcow, this is a cash cow. We can come back tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. He working for them. Kevin working for them. He said at this point now, day 2, he decided to go and make a report of the matter. And even making a report, Kevin Footcow says he was afraid to do, because he said he's thinking now, if I go make a report at the station and you see these men at the same station, because remember they're purporting to be police. He said that was his fear. Walking in a station, and it's the sergeant who taking the statement, is the man who come by your house and relieve you of the 9.5. He said he was afraid of that. All of this was in the last week. All of this. We're going down. This country getting better with the PVP at the helm and up top and in front. There's some who believe they got impunity, or they move with impunity because they believe they got immunity. What was jarring for me, for us, that Footcow never doubted that the police could be involved in this way. The Deans could be actually policemen. He never doubted that. Never doubted that. Asha says she read that the police carry linked to a Lance Corporal. And nobody would doubt you, Asha. Asha says she read the police car linked. Linked to a Lance Corporal. Joycelyn Barrow said they collected your ID card, bank card, and other personal documents. Also, yeah, they want food car work for them. Why do you ever envy people thing? Right? Why do you ever envy people thing? Left people with the things. You don't know what some people doing to get those things. Left, and it's not just material things. Right? It's not just physical things, not just money, not even positions. Some people see with the position and say, hey, I'd make a better host of this morning program than he. Well, take it. Jesus have mercy. I make a better parliamentarian. A lot of them. Careful what you ask for. I can make a better manager. I can make a better supervisor. Be careful what you ask for. Be very careful. Careful. The father asks them, you think you can drink from the cup I drink from now? You think you drink from the cup I drink from? Huh? Don't envy people. Another thing people do, they envy people relationship. Right? Oh God, I want a man like that. If he was me, man. If she was me, woman. You don't know. You see two photographs flashing around on Instagram, you think it's done, huh? You think it's done, huh? See me come live with me. You think it's just enough? Don't envy nothing for nobody. Please and thank you. They lashed Kevin one day. They went back for second lash, you know. Scraven and glutton. Scraven and glutton. Went back for second lash. And no doubt the real police are going to be pursuing this with vigor. 9.5. Naomi said, ask Lola. Send this song. You want to go with your friends? Big auntie want to love it. You want to go with your friends and say, huh? Don't envy nothing, man. And you're right, Naomi. You see people got big fancy wedding. You don't know. 8.5 and so. You don't know, you don't know. Envy people. See me to come live with me. Right? All right. Don't let me make the news though. Don't let me make the news. So Taken in GT. This make that Liam Neeson film. The sequels look like nothing. Right? Because the people who is come and take you don't left you and then go back the next day for second lash. Taken GT style. But our thoughts and prayers with Kevin Woodcow. Said he's traumatized now. Of course. Right? Every car pulled in front of your house now you got to wonder, oh Jesus Lord. It's the next step. Every little noisy here outside. You got to stand by again. We have any spirit change? You got 16 per step. Impunity. Right? Impunity and immunity. That's how they're moving. That's how they're moving. In Crane, close proximity to where they're running the gas to shore pipelines, residents have been complaining something's seeping in the house. A substance seeping in the house. You know, one resident told Saba Cruz, I think it was, I didn't take it for nothing. She said, I didn't take it for anything. You know, even our contact with the agency is telling Very, very telling. Based on what she said. This is Basmati Singh of Crane. She says on October 3rd, I was cleaning and saw this white spot. It was in multiple places. I moved my furniture and I noticed something coming through the tile. Cleaned it off, but it kept coming back. The next day I called the EPA, but I didn't get an answer. None of y'all would doubt Basmati. The next day I called the EPA. I didn't get an answer. So I contacted Geology and Mines. Someone came Friday and took a swab. Big up. Geology and Mines, GMC. Big up, big up, big up, big up. See, I contacted GMC and not only got on to somebody, but they came. Right? That's how government services must respond. Right? Don't blacklist people like Calvin Blutus and so on. Respond to people. Can't see the same for the EPA. Right? If you're the car with a bag, Basmati, you might get you EPA. Your car with a bag. That's what she said. Word spread quickly, prompting EPA to get involved. Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a shame? Word spread quickly and then EPA show up. Right? She said officials asked if she had any construction or industrial activity ongoing in the area. Right? She said ExxonMobil is a stone throw away. GGMC, EPA conducted tests the following day and confirmed that the liquid was an oil substance. The liquid was an oil substance. Saying, recall, they used equipment to test it, and when the blue light came on, they said it had something to do with oil. Right? A guy from Exxon even rubbed it in his hands, and he said it was oil, but they couldn't say where it was coming from. We got so much oil coming through the living room now. Coming through the living room now. We couldn't say where it's coming from. But that was the beginning of Singh's problem, Basmati Singh. Since discovering the substance, Singh's life has been upended. She spends most of her day in the backyard and only goes inside in the house at night. In the morning when you come downstairs, she says, your face starts burning, your eyes sting, and your skin feels on fire. That can't be a good environment. Right away, you start thinking cancer. We're not cooking inside anymore, and all our things are outside. We mop the area 5 times a day and sleep with, listen to this, and sleep with onions in water nearby to cook. I just hope Basmati have been self-medicating in this regard. Because I don't think if that's really toxic and so on, that gave it onion water and so on. All right? I want to be out of there completely. But you only can be out of there completely if you have somewhere else to be completely. See, we spend the day outside. Everything outside. It's going inside only nighttime. When you wake up, your face burning, your eyes stinging, your skin feel on fire. Y'all don't drag your foot in these people matters. I beg of you. Don't drag your foot. You know, and our thoughts and prayers with the folks there at Crane. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. With only of this next story, as a matter of fact, we interviewed this young man's mother, 6-year-old Jeremiah Gustave. Warring gang fractions there in Charleston. Shooting indiscriminately. Jeremiah, about 3 months ago, was shot in his head. And he's been at the Georgetown Hospital. His mother said at one time, they were talking about him being discharged because he was looking good, but he since took a turn for the worse and has begun experiencing internal bleeding, prompting doctors to conduct tests to determine what is causing the internal bleeding. Right? She says that Jeremiah is now required a life support machine that costs $150,000, which the family must acquire first before he's even considered of being discharged. Jeremiah was shot on July 9th, as we said, in Charleston, and his condition continues to deteriorate. The mother got a little stand, or had. She said the business closed because she spent most of the day at the hospital. Had a little stand in the front, and as was the norm, Jeremiah would go and help. Or rather, he would be there with her. Right in front of the house, I visited and spoke with her. We got to follow up. Right in front of the house. And he would be there with her. 2 men in the community shooting at each other. Shot Jeremiah in his head. Nothing to do with the mother. Nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with the family. Just 2 men in the neighborhood. Now their lives altered. They need a life support machine that they're trying to procure at the cost of $150,000. You know, your person of faith, remember them. Remember them. Remember them. I remember going and visiting. Mother took me to the hospital. Something else, you know, something else. Something else. Something else. So people got a lot to answer for in this life, you know. People got a lot to answer for in this life. A lot to answer for in this life. So from wedding house to courthouse, you all know the whole thing by now. From wedding house to courthouse. Told in our broadcast last night, we're just getting everybody to court. Everybody. AG, Jagdio, Irfan, everybody. Robeson, everybody. Commissioner Police, everybody. It's alleging political interference and discrimination. Is alleging that he's being harassed. Yep. From wedding house to courthouse. This thing escalating. It's escalating. Something's got to give, folks. Something's got to give. But in all of this, Clifton Hickens is seeking to be installed as the substantive commissioner of police. The substantive commissioner of police. And of course, in this morning's paper, the Attorney General is sticking to his guns, saying that the president is correct to want to appoint Hickens as the substantive commissioner of police. Yeah. He said he's correct. And this is despite Hickens passing the age of retirement. He's acting Commissioner of Police. Nanlal pointed out, or rather pointed to, a duty extension that was granted to Hickens in July 2023, last year, which legally permits Hickens to continue in the office until the age of 60. And we've told you about some harsh critics stating that this cannot be so. Your vice president last week was asked about this matter, and this really and truly sums up the government's position on the issue. But he was asking that the AG clarify some more. Take a look.
I think I've listened to the Attorney General, and I spoke with him in Parliament, and I told him that he needs to work or get more information about about the legality of the process. So first of all, I saw in the comments that he dealt with the powers vested in the president. And there is a view that because Higgins has an extension now, he might not be eligible to be confirmed. So that issue needs to be dealt with by the Attorney General. He was lawfully extended, and therefore he is eligible to be confirmed, and the president has the power to confirm him, and the process to confirm him has been complied with. That is consultation with the leader of the opposition. Well, the leader of the opposition does not have to agree to the appointment. He just has to be consulted on the appointment.
Yeah, so that is basically the government's position, that they're in the right. Yesterday, I heard former senior policemen, both Paul Slow and Clinton Conway, speak very, very clear to this issue and said that the AG is missing it either deliberately or accidentally. He's missing the point. The government on the whole is missing the point on this matter of appointing an acting commissioner who has passed the age of 55 to have a substantive role as commissioner of police. They said he missing the point, missing the boat. Take a listen to some of what Paul Slow and Clinton Conway said on this fantastic program that they have, Speaking Out. I tune in every time I get. Mondays and Wednesdays, I think it starts around 11. Mondays and Wednesdays. Speaking Out. Listen to them on this issue of the appointment of Higgins as the substantive commissioner of police.
We were talking for weeks about the pending appointment of Clifton Ikin, who is the acting commissioner of police, to the substantive post of commissioner of police. And a lot of people make the point, people who are experts, like the former Auditor General, said that the appointment will be unconstitutional. The other human resource expert, John, said the same thing. My colleague, Mr. Conway, did the research, said the same thing. What is the issue? The issue is not whether you can extend the commissioner of police to the age of up to 60. The question is, according to what the law is saying, that this person has to be the commissioner of police. Like in the case of Balaram Ragabi, Larry Lewis, the Henry Green, Bromell, they were commissioner. They weren't acting, they were commissioner. And they were extended before they reached the mandatory age of retirement, which is 55. In this case, Ikin is not the commissioner, and he has passed the mandatory age of retirement. So I think it was last Thursday, the vice president said that they are going to be, he's reported to have said that they're going to be advised, the attorney general will advise as to the lawfulness of appointing Ikin after he has passed the age of 55, and the fact that he is not commissioner substantive. They said the attorney general will advise. So the attorney general counted a long thing, trying to justify, say that there's nothing wrong with appointing him to the post of commissioner. And I note that CC wrote extensively on this. I'm going to invite him to explain to you students before I get me say as to what this thing is all about, where we are, or what, as he wrote extensively. Let him tell you what his right things are. CC, over to you, my brother.
All right. I'm going to repeat some of the things that I mentioned in my letter. It is clearly established that the appointment of the commissioner of police, where the president will appoint after meaningful consultation with the leader of the opposition and chairman of the Police Service Commission, who would have consulted with other members of the commission. And this doesn't call for agreement, as in the case of the Chancellor and the Chief Justice. But there's a little bit of wrangling. I hear the Attorney General mounting up himself in terms of what is meaningful consultation, giving the impression that a letter between Gail Teixeira and on behalf of the President and Aubrey Norton, leader of opposition, that is meaningful consultation. I don't believe in that. I believe they got sit down and they got eyeball one another and a proper discussion. But you saying just writing letter. And I remember Henry Green. Henry Green said, people don't talk. People don't talk. That you have to sit down and discuss. Coming back to it there, where there's a very critical point in this appointment of a commissioner of police. Now, the Constitution does not speak about extension of a commissioner of police. It talks about appointment. It talks about exercising disciplinary control and removal from office. It does not speak about extending the services of a commissioner. But a constitutional prescribed matters, chapter 27:12, gives directions where the president can approve for a commissioner of police to be extended. But that is before he reaches the age of 55 years. And I'm going to read it. But before that, I saw a long letter from the Attorney General. And it is intended, as far as I'm concerned, my honest opinion, to deceive and to mislead the nation. He quoted section 2B of when we talk of the same prescribed, the constitutional prescribed matters, and he quoted part of it. He didn't give the full quote. He deliberately left out some essential words, some operative words, some important words. And this same document, the same legal document, speaks about the extension of commissioner, not acting commissioner, not a substantive senior superintendent. It talks about the extension, and it says that he got to be beyond before he reaches 55 years age. Now, this is what the Attorney General posited. Very misleading in certain aspects, and he left out some very operative words which I'm going to. Let me read it. The Commissioner of Police shall vacate his office on attaining the age of 55 years, provided that, A, and I want you to listen carefully, the President acting on the recommendation of the Police Service Commissioner who attained the age of 55 years to continue in office until he attained such later age, not exceeding 60 years, as may. And this part here is important in bracket, open bracket, before the Commissioner of Police has attained, and then he closed bracket. He left out a very important point. And let me read exactly where is it, what they act say. B, the President acting on the recommendation of the Police Service Commission tendered after the Prime Minister, the Attorney General and Prime Minister, has concurred in that recommendation, may permit the Commissioner of Police who has attained the age of 55 years to continue in office until he has attained such later age, not exceeding 60 years, as may. And this part is important that the Attorney General clumsily omitted. Before the Commissioner of Police has attained the age of 55 years. In his presentation, in his documentation, he left out the part, the age of 55 years. And that needs to be addressed, because it's saying you got to be before you're appointed. Yeah, you can't pass 55 years. And there's where the Attorney General left out the age of 55 years. That isn't in his documentation. So to appoint the commissioner, you can appoint him after he passed 55 years, and he can has passed 55 years. So the Attorney General has got to address that part, that he can has passed 55 years, and you can appoint him when he has passed 55 years. To do so would be unconstitutional, null, void, and have no legal effect. And it's not the first time that the Attorney General has misled people, giving them wrong information. I'm sure you're going to deal with that later, Paul. But and I must say that the Attorney General is no paragon of virtue. He's no paragon of virtue. Many times he would mislead the nation. Many times he mislead the nation. And in this particular case, he's not addressing this 55 years, that he has passed 55 years, and the last you can appoint him when he passed 55 years. And the last talking about commissioner of police. He didn't talking about acting commissioner. He didn't talking about suppose as an assistant commissioner, and that is taking substantive position. He's an assistant commissioner, but he's acting, and he was extended. The land tag person being extended, and then you're going to appoint them. You got to appoint them before they reach the age of 55, and it calls for consultation with the leader of the opposition and the chairman of the police service committee. Meaningful consultation, not letter writing. Letter writing is not no meaningful consultation. They must sit down and talk, and as we say, and there was eyeball Mati. So I'm saying the Attorney General must address the point of 55 years. He can pass 55 years. And according to this law, before you're going to extend the person, you have to do it before they reach the age of 55. To do otherwise would be unlawful, unconstitutional, ultra-vires, null and void, and of no legal effect.
Yep, welcome back. I hope you all have a better understanding of it. Listening to them explain it, as former senior policemen, both Paul Slow and Linden Conway served as assistant commissioners of police themselves. They have such an intimate understanding of this issue, and I believe everything that they have said, that you had to have been commissioner before the age of 55 to have the president extend your time as commissioner, and that hasn't happened in the case of Hickens, because he was appointed as he was appointed as acting commissioner, and they are two substantively different portfolio, acting and commissioner. Yep. So I believe them, boys, and I hope you all have a better understanding of it now. There's where we leave it for today, folks. Thanks for joining our broadcast. Good to have had so many of you on the live this morning, and Elizabeth and Everil and Brenda, Sonia Sargent. Good to have you. Jacqueline Argyle, we'll see you there. Thank you so much for stopping by, folks. We hope that your day only gets better. Share the live before you go. Smash that emoji button as well. Deborah Pearson, Osmond Hodge, Shamila Edgel, we see you there as well. Carlton Smith and June Cameron. We got some errands to get to, and we hope that you guys go ahead and have a fantastic day. We're going to see you guys on the other side of the day. Fidel Innes, Sabrina Blue, Altia Pickett, and Altia, is it Rickett? Forgive me if I'm calling it wrong. Jillian Solomon, all the other folks who joined us this morning. That's going to do it for us today. That's our time, folks. That's our time.